Still happening? Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Allison, and welcome to my weekly meltdowns coverage of Big Brother 26, Week One. Live feeds up. I want to go ahead and I've got two. I'm going to be eating my words here shortly because I was totally wrong. Also, second, I've got two cats staring each other down in the hallway right now, and they're probably going to try to take each other out during the show. And I'm at the point of their relationship, or relationship as I call it, that I'm just going to let this unfold. It's going to sound like a bloodbath probably in the background, and don't be calling the PCSA or whatever on me, because let me tell you something, if you knew these two little jerks, you'd be buying tickets to watch.
There you go.
They drive me crazy.
Is it kind of like Matt and Angela? Like is that the vibe of the fight between these two cats here?
I'm gonna say Finley is definitely an Angela, and
Yes.
Oliver is definitely a Matt, because Oliver has a side eye. He's 15 and Finley's 12, but Oliver has a side eye. He's a Maine Coon, so he's sassy anyway. So he's got the crazy eye, the side eye. And then Finley's just nuts. He's just,
Yeah.
interesting.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So interesting first week indeed, Allison and Aaron. I am so excited to talk about how wrong we were about our first impressions of some of these house guests, how right we were about some of these first impressions too. We have a lot to get into in a very messy first week. But before we do that, Aaron, how are you doing?
Well, my pizza is almost ready. And I am doing well. I'm just, it's almost August. It's almost my birthday month, so I'm feeling, I always get excited around
When's your
this
birthday?
time of year.
If you're comfortable sharing.
It's August 12th.
Okay, cool. So you're a fellow Leo just like Beth.
Beth's
Yes.
August 10th.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
There you go. Are you doing anything special for your birthday?
Well, it's a birthday month, so I'm probably going to be doing things throughout.
That's how
the
I
month.
am.
That is so it's my birthday month. Everybody clear their whole calendars for the month.
Because it's also my 30th, so I feel like I should actually do something.
Sure,
Yeah,
that's a lot then. Yeah, for sure.
Look, I get a whole month because my birthday's February 25th. It's at the end of the month.
Yeah,
so I get the whole damn thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe in birthday month celebrations, especially if it's mine.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
You think Angela has a birthday month? I mean, she's a busy lady.
What sign is her? I want to know this.
I don't know. She's been busy. She's been on Let's Make a Deal, The Price is Right, Dr. Phil.
Oh, she's born August 17th. She is a fellow Leo as well.
Who is this woman? I feel like we're going to be talking a lot about my team tonight, because my team is a hot freaking mess. We can smell our own. I'm certifiably crazy, and I picked them. Angela, Matt, Kenny, even little Joseph. I'm telling you, they're all over the place.
So where do we begin? So of course, we saw Angela win HOH in the episode. So I guess
I'm sorry. Let's do the spoiler warning now, because I don't want to hear about it later.
Spoilers.
We're going to be talking about the live feeds, who won HOH. Of course, you already know if you watch Sunday night show, who's veto, who's nominated, all of that. And hello, Heather, Jean, and Sam S in the chat. So if you don't want to know, please stop now, come back later. But this is everything that has gone on from Thursday night up until right before the show started.
Right.
Yes, and I apologize that I am not as caught up as I usually am. I was traveling this weekend for a wedding, so I really wasn't watching the feeds until late last night. But I've been keeping up with the live feed updates to get as much of my bearings as possible. But I want to first talk about the format changes that we have this season, and how I'm kind of into it this season. Usually I hate when production changes the twist and just adds all of this unnecessary bullshit to the game, right? But I kind of like what the season is cooking already in terms of like twists and stuff. So of course the big like format change is we are now dealing with 3 nominees instead of 2.
How long is this gonna last?
I don't know. That's a good question. I think it's here to stay for a little bit. But of course, I could be wrong. They could abandon it like week 3 and just like never mention it again like they typically do. But I like how it's cooking so far. So Angela has to nominate 3 people. We'll get into like who that is in just a second. But so those 3 nominees will compete for power veto, just like normal. If one of them wins the veto, they take themselves off, and Angela has to replace another nominee, just like normal. And then live on eviction night, we're getting this new competition called AI Arena. And as silly as the name is,
how challenging of them.
I know, right? It is very challenging. But so live, we're going to see these 3 final nominees face off, and one of them will win and be able to remove themselves off of the block, leaving just 2 nominees for the House guest to vote. Now, the reason I like this twist is it prevents a lot of like pre-planning ahead of time, right? Like we always complain about how Big Brother results in all these like unanimous votes and like boring eviction nights sometimes, like and I feel like this just adds a little bit of chaos and craziness to the plan, like not knowing who those 2 final nominees are going to be up until like right before they vote. I think is a really fun thing.
And Sam, yes, the real twist of the season will be BB keeping a twist alive for half. Big Brother can't even stick to its schedule. Okay, they're supposed to be 9/8 Central every single episode this season. They've already changed it. So starting Thursday, it's going to be on at 8/7 Central, then 9/8 Central on Sunday, and then back.
Hey, that's good for you.
Next week. Oh, girl, you already know I'm excited. I said, Lord, yes, in our chat. And then it's going to, Wednesday will be 7 next week. Yes, but yeah. Anyway. Just thought I'll throw that out there.
So what do you guys think about like this like format change? Because I'm really into it. I really like it.
Yeah, I think taking after Survivor, maybe they really want to have a live eviction where you kind of really don't know who you
like
plan on voting for until that competition is over.
Mm-hmm.
And people's feelings can change all the time. So if people feel one way right now, they might feel completely differently on Thursday in the moment. And depending on who, comes off and who's left, we could have some interesting results there.
Oh, I'm going to tell you, you want to know my fear? This is my fear. It's going to get rigged by the 3 nominees. And I'm going to tell you why. Because one person is going to get thrown in the bunch that isn't going to go and is going to make a deal with the house or with HOH or somebody to win it or throw it or whatever. So at least one of the people will go the one that they really want will go.
Yeah.
I can totally.
That's true, Allison. Like it could. So say we had this like last season, right, for Big Brother 25. Like I think people would kind of be incentivized to put somebody like Jag in who's like winning competitions all season long just to like secure it. So like maybe this could lead to more of these like alpha like athletic guys like being put up on the block is like a comp winner to kind of like safe arm the HOH nominees. Maybe that's a good idea. But I will say like, and of course, like it's still like very early in the season, right? So like I reserve the right to change my mind almost immediately. But I feel like we're off to a really good start with some more equitable comps this season. So of course, like Angela won HOH and Lisa, spoiler alert, won the first power of veto. And this is the first season since Big Brother 8 when Danielle or when Kale won HOH and Danielle won veto. This is the first time since Big Brother 8 that a woman has won both the HOH and veto the first week of a Big Brother season.
Who are the nominees? They were Kenney.
Yeah. So Angela nominated
and Lisa, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think those are pretty safe nominees as like people that are just like easy to like throw up and see what happens.
I'm not happy with Angela nominating Kenney. Us Team Medicaid's got to stick together. I really feel like, the older people, I kind of felt like, yeah, he hasn't talked game with you. Well, talk to him,
I think again, I think as it always is the case with Angela. Angela is very like trying to be like hyper aware in the moment. It's like she has enough BB knowledge to be dangerous, but then it's kind of counterbalanced by her own personality and her own reactions to things. And so I think in the moment when she won HOH, she was like, wow, like I didn't think Kenney was gonna come up here. This dad who's like a food truck person apparently came in and almost won HOH. I got to take him out now. And then obviously Lisa was mentioned by most of the house. And then Chemo seems to be a pawn. So I kind of get from Angela's perspective why she would do that.
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
Yeah. But it is wild though.
It's crazy. And Tucker's obsession with Lisa. I mean, I'm waiting for these two to just bump. Just somebody blinks in the wrong direction and pisses it, and you were breathing in my space, and they just go at it. Because let's just roll back a minute here. Let me tell you how my Saturday morning started. I got a message in our chat. There's a fight. There's a house meeting, Angela. Right now, I'm like, right now. Like it's 9 o'clock here. That means it's 7 o'clock in the morning there.
Mm-hmm.
When is the last time the entire house has been awake at 7 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday? I'm freaking out. And I go right because you can't rewind it. Thanks, parenting. You can't rewind. And she's going off. And I think I got almost, your words are shit, Matt. You need to put them back in your ass.
Yeah.
You can tell like all of these lines from Angela were like rehearsed like up in her HOH room while she was like like fuming by herself because she was like, you may be pretty on the outside, but guess what, you're not anymore because you can't be pretty on the outside when you're ugly on the inside. Just like all of these like mic drops that were so like you could just tell she was like up in H room being like, yeah, you're ugly.
The only people that really have mic drops are those of us that are over 40. Because I think I still use the mic drop in some of our chats.
It is very like geriatric millennial.
It is.
Of a phrase. I just aged myself saying that. But yeah, so Angela did this whole thing like on the staircase, like, and literally the whole house was just like sitting there like, what the fuck? Like,
oh, wait, she comes down the stairs clapping. I saw in a replay. And everybody turns around like, oh, we're clapping? We're clapping? And Brooklyn I think Brooklyn's in the bathroom. She's taking a shower. She jumps out of the shower, wraps up in a towel, and V-lines for the kitchen to see what's going on. Too. I would, like I told you, I would have stopped mid-shit to see what was going on in there. I'm serious. And she just starts going. And this, I think, stemmed from a conversation that Matt had with Angela, and it didn't go the way Angela wanted. I didn't see the conversation. I haven't seen clips of it on Twitter or anything. I did see it on Sunday Night Show, and I know how Sunday night shows are edited. I didn't really see him full on making a threat that would bring on a freaking house meeting night 3.
Not at all. But like, here's the thing, Allison, is like, I feel like Angela and Matt like have matched each other's freak. You know what I mean? Like they are just two house guests that both like just speak without thinking, are very like emotional based players, like two players that don't really think like too far ahead either. And one of them is in power and the other has just like kind of like fed into just like the hysteria of it all. Like like Angela like came down those stairs being like, great performance last night, all of you. not just to Matt at first, like she's like, all of you, great performance.
Should we read
for
the
a
speech?
low budget movie?
Should we? Hey, do you have this? Should we read the speech?
I wish I had the speech. I thought I
I've
had
seen
it
I've seen the
my
meme
legs.
where they put it,
Let me see
where
if I-
people are replacing
Hold on, I'm
Joe
gonna find it.
Biden's,
they
like,
put like random
announcements.
they put random speeches in there. I've seen the meme of
Was it
that.
in our chat? It was in our chat, right?
I think so, yeah.
Let me try to find
Yeah,
it real quick.
yeah, but man, what a great, like, we are #blessed, like gifted that
I got
Angela is the first HOH this season, because I want the mess, I want the drama, I want like the unhingedness of it all, and Angela is like delivering that so well. So I hope she stays for a while. Like I'm here for it. I'm here for the mess.
Should I read it? Do you want me to read
Yes,
Angela's
please read it.
speech? I'm not going to try to do an Angela impression because there's only one. Okay. I mean, seriously, I'm not going to do that, but, this is the speech. Should I share my screen or here? So we can all follow along. All right. Do y'all see it?
Yes, here it is.
Well, I don't think my fellow Americans was part of it.
I would love it if it
This
was.
is what she said. She said, for the visitors that came to my room to visit me last night, your performance was great. Great. It was absolutely great for a low budget movie. I have not been myself. I have not thought clearly. I haven't been able to remember people's names. I haven't even been able to remember the last conversation I had. I'm not even able to remember sentences and the sentences that are being said right in front of my face. I can't remember. Shit, because I'm sleep deprived. But that's it. I blame myself. I love all of you. I really, truly do. And I was having the best time of my life up until after everyone left my room, after I went HOH. But with that being said, I would love for the house guests to know how Crazy Eyes, how he very aggressively, Matt, all caps, threatened me verbally in my room in our one-on-one. This man right here that you guys all know and love, this cocky, crazy-eyed boy who says he got everyone in his back pocket. Oh yeah, you know you did.
It was amazing. It was great. And I caught like on the live feeds I think Sunday night, like Angela and Matt were in the bathroom by themselves, just like having just like a one-on-one, like trying to get past it, right?
Yeah, exactly. Another script. And you were right about something, Tyler. Angela and Matt do not think that far into the future. Angela, if she put as much effort into thinking into the future as she did as her future speeches, this would be different, because even her and Matt sitting in the bathroom plotting and fake making up and all that bullshit, it still didn't end the way it was supposed to.
Oh no. And it lasted that conversation lasted like an hour. And then, and what was also funny was like, it was in the bathroom. It was like a serious conversation. So like a few house guests, like Cam, like tried to go in the bathroom and Matt was like, sorry, we're talking. One second. I'm like,
go in the bathroom. I gotta go to the bathroom.
Right. There are 16 house guests. Like you cannot hog the bathroom like that. Like especially when you're talking to the HOH. Like just go up to the HOH room.
room.
But yeah, like it was very like nobody would know we're working together. Like just that whole like typical like bullshit. Like
you know what I would have done?
Right.
I'd come in there to go to the bathroom, and Angela's like, "Can you just give me a minute?" "Oh yeah, it's fine. I'm gonna go shit in your bathroom."
Yeah, literally. But as soon as the combo was gone and Matt left, like Angela looked at the cameras and he's like, "Oh, he's out of here. He's done." And I was like, "Oh my god! Like these two are crazy."
They need to be.
You know, the wild thing is too is that Angela was going on and on and on about how she's so sleep deprived. But watching those first couple episodes, we've seen what she's like when she has had sleep. And the wild things that she was doing with Matt already before we even got to this point. And the fact that and then now like in your sleep deprived state that you are saying that, hey, I'm feeling loopy, like I can't remember things, but I'm choosing now as the time that like because I know that Matt is doing some things.
Yeah,
And
this is
granted,
not sleep deprivation at all.
it is
Like,
weird how Matt stayed in the storage room and did not come out and basically kind of held court in there. That would give me pause if I was in the game. But like there's just things that you shouldn't do. And it's like, if I know I'm loopy and sleep deprived, there's just things that I probably should wait until I've had some more time or at least some more sleep. And then if I still feel the same way, cool, go off. But like the choice to do it anyway, wild to me.
Well, we've seen her go spastic on Let's Make a Deal and The Price is Right. So I wonder
Dr.
how
Phil.
sleep deprived she was. You want to know the most tame I've seen her is on Dr. Phil? She was so
Brooklyn was
calm
also on Dr. Phil, apparently.
I heard
Oh yeah, that's
too.
right.
I heard that too. And there's just like, I'm sorry. I am very don't judge a book by it. Don't judge. And I don't, but this cast did not sell well. They did not release good clips of these people. It's like they purposely made them annoying and just not unappealing on every level, in my opinion.
Yeah. The cast felt lukewarm at first, but I will say, like, I think we're off to a really good season, like, so far. Like, comps are looking like more equitable. We had like a blow up in the first few days of the feeds. Like, Angela has been like an unhinged, like, first HOH, almost like Frenchie, if that's like a good like comparison. And there's been like no like problematic behavior yet either. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like we're off to a good, like, clean start. The twists aren't too bad. Of course, I reserve the right to like retract all of these statements in a week or two. And also, like, there doesn't seem to be this like big power structure that's formed yet either, right? Like, I think the best thing about Angela being the first HOH is, you know, she's trying to like make these like big alliances and stuff like that, but like Angela is just so unhinged that like it's not working. So I feel like we're going into like the next round, like next week, with things like still like very much so up in the air. Like, we have little pockets of people like having conversations and like implementing like final twos and like little like structures and stuff, but I don't feel like any of it yet is like sticking. Like, I don't feel like we're in like a power alliance like Big Brother 22, the committee type of situation or anything like that, which is good.
And actually, I think another side benefit of this week with Angela being the first HOH is her choice to not really do anything with Chelsie and Cedric, because we could have easily had, if there was a more cerebral or more like, straightforward player as an HOH just trying to like cement their stuff, we could have easily seen Chelsie and Cedric as two of the nominees, which means there's less people in the veto, which means probably it's likely that, somebody that's not a nominee wins the veto. And why would they use it? Because, but at least they would have been able to compete in the AI thing had they stayed on the block. But I'm glad that we didn't have that, because it gave them time to do their own thing in the house, make their own relationships. And I do think that both Chelsie and Cedric are flourishing in their own ways. Cedric, I'm a little worried about, especially if Quinn's not really into Cedric as the week has gone on. But I do feel more confident in my first pick of Chelsie. I just feel like Chelsie is going to be in whatever big alliance forms in the next few weeks.
I think that's a great point, Aaron. Like, both Chelsie and Cedric have like the biggest like disadvantage in the game, and you're right. Like, they would be really easy targets for this first week, but I feel like both of them have done a really great job of laying low, offering themselves as like a number that's like, I have no power, so like, what do I have to lose? You know what I mean? Like, it's almost like a nice like non-threatening honesty, if that makes any sense. And you're right. Like, I think they're both like doing very well for themselves, like considering this like uphill battle they've had the first week. You're right. Like, there is some like Quinn has some hesitation about Cedric, and I think it stems from like my first impression of Cedric on the draft was that like he is so like young and youthful and inexperienced and excited and like a recruit and like you know what I mean, like I feel like this is just his I feel like this is his like ticket to like having a lot of followers on Instagram and like doing something with that. You know what? Like I don't consider him like a serious like contender player yet, and I could be wrong. But I feel like Quinn is writing him off because of that same like first impression.
Right.
Does that make sense? Like
that makes sense.
Quinn is looking at Cedric that same way. Like I think Quinn is, and especially with like, I feel like Quinn is like really thinking hard about this first week and like how he wants to use his upgraded power.
Can we talk about the powers? We haven't talked about the powers yet.
I feel really bad for Quinn with Quinn's choices. Mackenzie, I don't know if Mackenzie's really, which I think is good that Mackenzie's kind of kept it.
She hasn't told anybody, right?
Mostly under wraps.
Yeah. Mackenzie's power. It's the
America's veto, which honestly, that's fair that you don't really talk. I mean, like what would there be to talk about that? I mean, that really would be like a Hail Mary. And basically to recap what the America's veto is that Mackenzie would have a veto. It functions like a regular veto. So at the end of the veto ceremony, if Mackenzie wants to use her America's veto, she would activate it. And then what would happen is she would take whoever off the block. And then whoever America voted for, would be the replacement nominee. So,
and they wouldn't find out until the live show, like the next day. I disagree. I think this is a great power. Like, Aaron, did you watch Big Brother Canada?
I did.
So remember
26 minutes,
which I'm still a little bitter about Canada's veto because it's screwed over. If I recall correctly, Erica, who was like a big fan favorite for frickin' Ryan, who we didn't really care about, but they happened to edit him really good that week, and so Canada was like, "Oh, we feel bad for Ryan right now."
Yeah,
and they took him off only for us to look like fools and then lose Erica anyway, and it was like, well, we didn't actually want that. So,
well, remember, like in Big Brother Canada too, like they gave Canada an HOH, right? And like up until that point, like the first 5 were this like really dominant like power structure for the first 3 rounds of Big Brother Canada 2, but really hated by Canada. And players like Netta, John, Heather, Adele, like they were really laying low, waiting for their time to strike, but like not knowing if they had like enough power to do so. But then Canada's HOH happened and it put 2 of them up on the block, and then like that changed the whole game. Like, and I feel like in this day and age, in like the good year 2024, where like people are very worried about like getting canceled online, like the social media presence of it all, I feel like this America's veto thing could shake up the game in a very consequential way. Like say like America's veto was used like this week, like who would that person be like put up on the block? But also like if it's used early enough, I feel like that's enough of a reason to shift power structure to like think like what's America's pulse, like what are they seeing, like who are the villains this season? I don't want to be aligned with a villain, like maybe I need to change like who I work with. I think it could be a big power if used correctly.
I think it's too early. I don't hate
the weird thing though too is because like remember, because I'm thinking back to I think straight to BB23 with the BB Bucks, and so with America's vote, obviously at that point Derek X was really popular, but then Derek F ended up getting votes because of the way that we had to vote. We had to type in the name. That was so
stupid.
And so I feel like what's probably going to happen is whenever America's veto is used, whoever's put up on the block, the Big Brother fandom is so fickle that like we feel one way about one person one week and completely different. So like by the time they see this information, it's going to be outdated, and they're going to be working off of like, well, America really likes this person, which may or may not even be true. So it's sort of like, I mean, I guess, that's why I'm like a little trepidatious about it, because it's sort of like, I mean, it's information, but it really has to be at like the right time or the right circumstances for like the message to actually go through and be interpreted correctly. But we'll see. You could get a what was that BB21 thing where it was like America's like trailer or whatever
Can't
that
come
competition
back?
was? No, the thing that we
Come back.
the one that was a competition where it was bad for two people, but the person that won was, so we voted people like Christie and I think maybe Jackson was voted in that.
I
It was
forget
just
what that's
like
called, but I know what you're talking about.
yeah. So you could have that where it's like, but at that point we were like halfway through the season, so we at least had an idea. I think in the first 4 weeks it's just going to be really difficult to really feel out what America feels from who they put up, because it's just one person.
Yeah.
You know, America could vote for someone that they want to stay, who could, pull what that, maybe America
BB15
could
with
pull
Alyssa.
Yeah, could
Where
pull
they
a
still
fast.
voted for
True.
Alyssa, even though
Yeah.
it was a bad thing.
We need to
What
worry
if
about the
Mackenzie
polls.
uses it and then like they put up Mackenzie?
How happy? Listen, they need to keep the Big Brother fans happy until this is used, or we're gonna F up some stuff. You understand what I'm saying? It's gonna go down. They're not gonna like it. But Quinn's got the upgrade where he's got the fake HOH,
Deepfake.
the deep fake, and what he can take over the HOH and remain anonymous and take over.
So basically,
the
they're
nominees
using
or something?
AI to like. So say like he used it this week, right? Like Quinn would replace one of Angela's nominees, but like it would be Angela, like an AI version of Angela saying that she's
we don't
doing
need
the
that. We don't need
nominee.
Mhm.
I feel like this sounds more powerful on paper than it is in real life. Like I feel like it's pretty easy to say like, oh, that was like AI, like in the AI theme season with freaking Ainsley, like standing in that box the whole summer. I feel like that's pretty easy to like explain away, right? Or
And
do
let's
you
talk about
disagree,
Quinn
Aaron?
with this, because Quinn did tell Angela what the power was
Yeah,
and what it does.
that.
And now he also just told Chemo about it. Not only did he tell Chemo what the power is, he also told Chemo his plans as what he's going to do with it. And what Quinn wants to do, get this, Quinn wants to win HOH. And then he wants to use his power to hijack his own HOH and be like, oh no, oh wow, like the people that I didn't want to go up are up with, yes. And be like, and I think it's because again, he's feeling uneasy about Cedric. He wants to do it in a way where it doesn't piss off the other people he's working with. That would be like the only scenario where I could see that quote unquote working for you. But other than that, you're really just giving up a free week of safety for what? For optics? Which it's sort of like, I mean, you might not even win these next few HOHs anyway. So like, honestly, for me, I would be like, the second a week does not go my way, or it's like an HOH where I'm like, I have no influence, just hijack it. So you know that you're at least safe.
Yeah.
And that you could do whatever they want in their name and then sow chaos. And maybe the house will look different for that. Maybe, you can cause a rift and utilize that. That way, when you win HOH, you could be like, wow, that was really weird how Angela made those nominations of, I can't believe she betrayed you like that. That's crazy. Let me take revenge for you. It's, be a hero, quote unquote. But like hijacking your own HOH for what? Because it's literally you saying it. It's like your plan. It's like it's not even gonna do what you think. And because your HOH is hijacked, nobody's gonna tell you anything because they're like, well, you're not really HOH anymore. So like, it makes no sense for me to plan anything with you because you can't even, to their eyes, you can't even replace anybody because they don't know that Quinn did it to himself. It's stupid. It's so stupid.
There's pros and cons to it. I see where his head's at, but I personally wouldn't do it. Him running around. Guess what? I found a secret immunity idol. it's very Survivor-ish vibes I'm getting. Like, I could even see him deciding not to use it when he's nominated
Mhm.
and getting evicted, like walking out with
Crazy.
an idol in his pocket.
Oh gosh.
I don't know. I have faith that Quinn. I have to have faith in my draft team, right? Like
I like Quinn.
I think
just think that's
that Quinn is just like, he's one of the super fans on the season. So I
Mhm.
think that he's just like a little excited to play. He has this power in the first week, so he's just like 3D chessing it a little too much. I feel like he's gonna come back down to earth like after this crazy week is over, probably. We'll see.
Well,
and if not, then just more mess. So win-win either way.
So we have Lisa won the veto. She took herself off respectively.
Good for Lisa. I
Yes.
respect that. Like, it was the spelling comp. It was the Technotronics comp.
Mhm.
If you remember.
God.
But
We haven't seen that in a while.
I know, right? So like, hey, like more equitable comps, right? Although I don't know if I would consider that equitable because it's like a lot of sprinting back and forth.
Well, you have to spell a large word, which
right.
On average, of more physical people, maybe not best spellers. So
they are kind of. Look, Angela won basically playing shuffleboard. Can we just be honest here? That's the kind of comp I would have won. I'm not going to win
more comps like that.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to kick it, the challenge All-Star Season 1 style with the competitions, before you know it, they'll be doggy paddling with life jackets on in a little pond. I just keeping it fair is fine, but like, I'm just, I don't know.
I have to say, like, I am giving Lisa a little more credit than I gave her in the preseason.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Erin. I got you. She even had like a little fight with Matt. Like, he tried to like speak to her in a condescending way, and she like stood up for herself, and she's like, "You're not going to talk to me like that." So I don't know. Like, is Lisa going to be this like queen legend behavior?
Absolutely not. No, because she interrupted Tucker when he was, she could not wait to talk about herself and insert herself into something, because he gets up and he goes, "I'm, from Boston. I live somewhere in New York, and I'm the first protein shake chef, I guess. Oh, I'm a chef too." And he's like, "Oh," and you could kind of tell that kind of pissed him off, because now she is on his shit radar. I'm serious.
He like goes like a mile a minute, like talking about Lisa as
I love it.
And it's very like a one-sided rivalry. Like, it feels like how Steve hated Becky in Big Brother 17, and Becky literally had no idea, but he was just like fuming, like angry at her. I don't know. I like Tucker so far.
I totally would hang out with Tucker and listen to him just
same.
And here's the thing. It kind of reminds me of like when I come to town and I'm like, "Is so mad at me because this is," and it's like, no one's mad at me. No one has said anything about me, but I will go on a tangent for 30 fucking minutes. And Tyler's like, "Nobody said anything, Allison." And it's like, that's why I so identify with it, because I've had a lot of one-sided arguments my entire life.
Yeah. I also want to say that like Leah has been so fun to me. I really love how like deadpan she is. I loved when she said like, "I can't believe a man has ever won Big Brother," to be honest, because they're so easy to manipulate. Like, I loved that. I feel like she's gonna be like the voice of like the like Big Brother Twitter. I feel like she reminds me of Olivia from Big Brother Canada 6. Like, I feel like we're in for like that kind of messy deadpan queen legend, and I'm here for it. I like her.
I'm sorry to circle back around, but this is a good question. What is Quinn's issue with Cedric exactly? Did we ever cross that bridge? I mean,
I don't know exactly. I think it's that he doesn't trust Cedric game wise.
I think it's just like a bad impression of like Cedric seems a little too like an excited kid for me to want to work with. And I can understand that. Like, I would probably feel the same way if I were Quinn.
He's very gee whiz innocent to me because Angela came down in the kitchen and was yelling about somebody else, and Cedric thought she was yelling at him, and he immediately started crying. And I'm like, how much life experience does this poor child have? He's 21. You're retired from the what was he in the Navy? What was he in?
Marines.
The Marines?
Yeah.
Baby, how did you make it through boot camp? My brother was in the Air Force, and he said it was brutal, but it was nothing compared to what the Marines go through. Wow. But I'm like, bless his heart, what is happening right here? Look, just because you make it through boot camp, though, that doesn't mean that's a different kind of shutdown and just surviving kind of situation. So I'm not trying to be disrespectful to anyone who is there, but it's just kind of like, it's just Angela. But Angela is that bitch in accounting that gets wound up because she can't balance the books at year end, okay? And she's flipping the fuck out. And when she had that moment, I was like, I have worked with Angela's. I've worked that they intimidate other people. You're just scared to death of them. And they just say whatever. Like, she was just going at Matt about, you're going to get in a showmance and da-da-da. And I'm like, you can't just say things like that.
Yeah.
I would be scared to play with an Angela. Like, the people who, because reads are really important, especially in a long game like the Big Brother house. And it's the people who are not only wrong about their reads, but really loud about it and really tunnel vision about it that are like the scariest people to play with, because they're going to come up with these like walk me through this, because she saw T-Core and Cam talking, and then maybe Matt was in there for like maybe a couple seconds, and she's like, oh, they're convincing T-Core to put herself up on the block. Don't fall for it, T-Core. Don't volunteer. And then, T-Core comes to talk to her later in the day, and who obviously has no idea about this made-up thing Angela made up in her mind. And she doesn't mention it. And Angela, to herself afterwards is like, wait, she didn't mention it. Wow, like they really got to her. Okay. So I'm not going to put T-Core up unless she comes to me and reveals,
yes,
hey, I want to volunteer to go. Meanwhile, Tucker was actually talked to by Matt about being volunteer, which that was a whole stupid decision in itself for Matt telling Tucker, hey, so just so you know, I volunteered you to go up on the block because you want to win those competitions. You're gonna go in there, and Tucker is pretending like, yeah, man. And then after Matt leaves, Tucker's like, I'm not down with Matt. I like, why would you volunteer me? I'm off the Matt train. Matt needs to go, please.
I do appreciate that, Aaron.
It's crazy.
Sorry, go ahead, Aaron. I'm sorry.
And then T-Core, eventually finds out about all this, and is like, wait, why did nobody do that?
Yeah.
That, like, my name was somehow being thrown out there for whatever reason. So I do hope that T-Core wakes up.
I know she feels a little disconnected from like the like web of like little groups so far, right? Like I feel like she's kind of like the last one to like be considered to like bring in for any of these things. So I just worry that I don't know. I worry that she's gonna be too like passive and too quiet to like.
I'm gonna disagree with you, Tyler. Real quick. I'm sorry. I gotta interject myself like I'm Lisa. Listen to this. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. I don't think Takor is as scared as she flat out told Angela to come back later. She was in the room with Matt, who was crying, having a moment. Angela comes in there, and I don't know if this was pre-fight, post-fight. I don't know. I saw the clip on Twitter's, and I thought it was hilarious. Angela gets all comfy on the bed down at the end and just, hey, and Takor's like, can you come back later? Can you give us a minute?
See that? Good for her.
Yeah, and I'm like, not only did Takor have no issues telling Angela, get the F out, basically, She waited until Angela got nice and cozy on the bed. That's my favorite. Like, just let them get comfortable and think they have a chance to stay.
That's petty. I love it.
Yeah, I love it. It was great. So I think there's a little bit to Takor we haven't seen yet because it hasn't had a chance to come out. And to me, I feel like Takor is going to wait and use her words and her knowledge and what she has learned in the game. She will dispatch and disperse and use that from her arsenal at the right time, which is a smart move. I love Angela to death, but and I've never been in the Big Brother house. I don't know what I would do unless I'm in there. I'm not trying to come off that way. But if you are as big a fan as you say you are, as I'm saying to everybody, you don't have a screaming, name-calling house meeting at 7 effing o'clock in the morning on a Saturday. Okay? It's that you have freaking rehearsed. And it sounds rehearsed.
Yeah.
You know, I get it. I've had moments where I've lost it, but it was genuinely losing it. I'm not saying she didn't genuinely lose it, but it's too soon for that. And that's going to cost Angela a lot. I like Angela. I want to see more of Angela. Okay. I want to see her go farther in this game. This has just got to stop. I think Matt should stay in the house. I think these two should work together. What's happening? Work together, please. And what the fuck is going on with Kenney? He wants to go home because he doesn't want to miss his daughter's birthday?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So let's talk about that. So Kenney went up to everybody today and he was like, hey guys, if I don't win the AI arena, I think it's in everybody's best interest to vote me out. I'm missing my daughter's birthday and I would just rather be home than here. And to that I say, bye. That's lame. That sucks. that's what casting gets for trying to spoon feed us a Derek 2.0. Instead of just letting a natural progression of a character, right? They clearly did not vet Kenney enough as a player or somebody that wants to be in the Big Brother house. If he's willing to just fall on the sword so quickly for such a stupid thing. Yes, your daughter's birthday is important, but your lives will go on. It'll be okay, especially if you win $750,000.
It could also be a pride thing and I'm not saying this is true for all older gentlemen, but
yeah, that's true.
They want to go out on their terms,
their own terms,
and they don't want that feeling or that, so they're going to offer themselves as tribute.
So you think he sees the writing on the wall?
Yes. I don't care if I'm nominated in the first 3 week 1. Allison S. Kelly is going down swinging. I'm clawing everybody and everything on my way down. I don't care if I miss my grandson's birthday, anybody. If I miss an effing funeral, I don't give a shit. I mean, I do give a shit, but you know what I'm saying? I can make up for it with after taxes my $500,000
Yeah.
I'll make it better. Trust me. But
yeah, so it's kind of lame. I don't know.
Tyler could have been in that spot. Aaron could have been in that spot. I could have been in that spot. Can you imagine Angela and I in that house together?
I would have loved that.
Oh, you would take her down. You would not.
You think I could?
Oh, after what she's been doing? Yeah, no, you would. You would be tired of that shit. I mean, you'd watch, but if she came for you,
you don't want to put two premenopausal women in the house together. I'm going to tell you right now, bloodshed. It's gonna get gross, nasty. It's not gonna get physical, but baby, it's gonna be so verbal. One of us is gonna be in the corner pulling a Tucker at all times, talking massive quantities of shit about each other. So much to the point we would probably end up working together.
I would love to see it. But yeah, the Kenney situation's lame, and I was ready to start rooting for him once it was found out that he's on #swinger talk.
What is that?
He's so
the
there have been
he's
been posting upside down pineapples on his TikTok.
What does that mean? Whoa, hold on. Time out. Y'all got to stop. I'm a grandma, Tyler. I don't know what an upside down pineapple means.
Okay, so like if you and your lover, partner, spouse, whatever are swingers, you know what a swinger is, right, Allison?
I do know what a swinger is, yes.
Yeah.
So you wear like clothing with like pineapples on it, or like if you're on a cruise, like you put like a pineapple sticker on your door. Like it's just like a little like code for like, hey, we're into
We're
that.
down to do some
DTF, baby. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So and I wish like Kenney would have led with that in his casting video. Like I think that would have been like really funny. But instead we have to find it out by being crazy people on the internet. Yeah, so like if Kenney wants to go, then like let him go, let him be the first boot. Like I would rather get that shit out of the house than like be there the whole season. So if Kenney is the first boot, I think we're all better for it. We still got a messy week with Angela as HOH, so I'll cut my losses and say adios, see ya.
How many more Angela Matt conversations are we going to get of them?
Oh,
kissing out each other's buttholes. I can't take it. I knew that was bullshit. The whole hour it was I was teaching my mom how to watch live feed Sunday, and this just happened to be going on. And me and my dad and my mom are all watching this conversation. And even they were like, my dad was like, yeah, she just doesn't seem like she's just nodding her head too much. He said she's saying yeah and one word. He's like, she's just nodding her head too much. Like she's just going along with it to get out. And he's just going on and on and on and saying the same thing over and over again in 10 different ways. And I'm like, right? I mean, this is what we deal with watching the live feeds. Okay, shit. But yeah, I was like, this is such a bull crap, waste of time conversation. These two are not going to be happy till they have screwed each other dry. Okay.
Well, I like, so here's the thing, like Angela, so Lisa did use the veto on herself and Angela did put up Matt. So who knows, like the house guests could decide to vote out Matt, or Kenney could win this AI arena. Like, that's why I'm loving this twist, is like, there is so much like uncertainty about like what's going to happen heading into eviction night. And it's only like the first week without like, people having like an incentive to like backstab, and you know what I mean? Like it's like it's a clean game so far in terms of like shots being thrown at each other, that like, and it's already like this up in the air. So I'm really excited to see how I hope this twist like continues for a long time this season.
Yeah, and you know the weird thing too, thinking about it, is in terms of competitions, because it has to be live.
It's gotta be quick.
It could. I mean,
I feel like
it could be a puzzle. It could be a quiz. Like we don't even know if it's gonna be physical.
Yeah,
that much. I mean, it could be speedy, but I don't know if it'll be like because again, like you know, for planning throughout the week, they don't know who's gonna be up on the block. So it could be like, you know, can you imagine if like it was like, I don't know, like Angela and like people that would have no business being in an athletic competition being forced to do, like, it's just you don't know what you're gonna get. So
you're gonna have to jump in balls and find a clown shoe. That's what or they're gonna play paper, rock, scissors, something quick, because there's no way in and out. Because I don't know if they're trying to pull a Survivor by having a 90-minute episode on Sunday, which I was all for. I was like, I don't care. I love it.
I like it. Yeah.
On great. Sunday of, you know, I don't have to do anything afterwards. Do it. More the merrier. But it just, you know, I don't know. They're going to need to make it a 90. I don't know. You know, I think the live show should be 90 minutes because it would give them more time to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, so we'll see. I'm going to bring up the draft. So, like, if there's any people here that we haven't really touched on that we wanted to give our quick thoughts on before we head on out.
Brooklyn has been kind of, I don't know. I've seen some conversations where she's been like, well, you're going to have to say something. You know, this is Big Brother. You're going to have to speak up in this. It's like, well, girl, you better lay low and stay off that radar. They're going to pick up on that. So I don't know.
Aaron, what do you think about like looking at these 4 teams now after a few days? Like, who do you think is in the best position? Which team do you think is the best? You think so?
Yeah.
I feel very good about my team.
Mine did some good things this week. But I think overall, I mean, your team has the 2 powers on it. I feel like Chemo is loved by everybody. I don't think anybody's coming after Chemo, and Cam is definitely going to be doing some stuff. So I feel good about all 4 of your people, whereas the other teams, there could be like 1 or 2 people that are like, I'm a little, iffy for their longevity in the next couple of weeks. But if they make it through, they can make it far. So we'll see. We'll see.
And here's the thing, Allison, like,
oh God, we don't even have to talk. All we've done is talk about my team.
So your team is
basically
your team is Hot Mess Express, Destination Trainwreck, but you do have Joseph, and I think Joseph is a very capable, in the makings of like a very good Big Brother player if he can do it.
Wear sunglasses when there's no need for it yet. It's like, calm down, don't do that.
My last season, my draft team was Riley, Luke, and Jag. And you can have a Hot Mess Express team, but all you need is one person is the winner. Yeah. So don't count yourself out. Like, I think Joseph could easily, I think in October we could easily be looking at Joseph as like the winner of the season.
Let me ask you a question. Sure. Thomas has got a good question. Any chance Kenney actually tries to win the AI arena and is just playing it out? What if he actually, or I got a Allison S has a question. What if he screws up and wins?
It's possible, like, especially if it is like one of these like carnival games that have like more of like a random
chance
outcome.
Yeah, you can't really throw it. I want to see one of those, something that you can't actually really throw.
Well,
and it would be interesting to see him actually have to do it.
And I think Kenny's exact words, like when he was like giving his plea to vote him out, I think he said, if I don't win the AI arena, I think it's best if everybody votes me out. So I think he's like, I think you guys are exactly right that like he is just preparing himself to like go out heroically to like save himself the embarrassment of being the first boot. But if he wins that AI arena, then like, that's out the window. He's like here to stay. He's like a competitor, right? So I don't like. He very well could win it. And if that's the case,
HOH next.
If that's the case, and then it's Chemo and Matt left on the block, like I think Matt is the first boot. Yeah, for sure.
But they have to throw someone else up there, or is it just the 2?
It's just the 2.
Just the 2.
So they're determining who the final 2 nominees are, basically.
Okay. Yeah. So we'll see. But I'm excited to see how this week in the season goes. I'm a lot more thumbs up on this cast in this season overall than I thought when we first got the cast. And I don't know. I'm just in that like hopeful bliss like of the first few weeks of the season before it all inevitably goes downhill and we get tired of it. But just let me live in my ignorance is bliss for the meantime, because I'm enjoying it so far.
Who do you think is going to win the next HOH?
Kenny. I'm just gonna say, just to add insult to injury, if he wins the AI, that man is gonna win HOH, and oh shit.
I think Cedric will win the next HOH, and that would be really fun.
I could see Lisa or Chelsie.
If Lisa wins HOH,
especially because Chelsie messed up that plug thing. I think actually Chelsie could have had a chance, but
yeah,
I can see.
I mean, if Lisa becomes this like comp beast, like
I see that's the
I'm here for it.
It's like a Bowie chain that can win competitions. And I think that I feel like it's gonna be really like oh, can you imagine a Lisa HOH week, the HOH-itis?
Dude, no. Here's the thing. Don't give me edible glitter. I mean, I don't want to fart fairy dust. Okay? I mean,
and it gets everywhere. You can't clean it up.
Yeah, I love glitter. I love glitter. Don't get it twisted. But like I saw on somewhere on Twitter today that the have-nots were finally getting to eat real food. She doesn't even ask. She comes over and starts sprinkling her glitter on their food.
Oh,
no. And Tucker and
I was going to say, Tucker's probably pissed.
No.
Yeah.
But it's like,
Oh, I can't. If any of that glitter got on his food, I'm living for the diary room session. I need it.
You're eating this edible glitter, whether you want to or not.
I don't get the edible glitter shit, but damn, girl. Okay, but no.
Don't
See,
have
I wish instead of like edible glitter that it was like edible glitter.
What if it
like
is? What if it's
like glitter that was
secretly
like some
what if they're
There's some
all high in the
THC.
house and
Yeah,
they don't
I
even
know.
know it?
I'm
Can you
just
getting away with
imagine
it by saying that it's edible glitter because of it.
if I
I'm
were
here
in
for
that
that.
house and I was high on Eddie? All you would see is me in the corner laughing somewhere. Oh,
That'd be actually crazy plan. Be like, oh yeah, here's some edible.
everybody just, oh, give me some glitter.
All right, one last question before we head out. Thomas, I already answered in the chat, but Thomas said, who do you think is the most boring on the feeds? I think it's Cam so far. I'm sorry, Cam. I'm still rooting for you. You're still on my team, but haven't really seen anything like exciting yet from Cam.
Yeah, I haven't really seen much of him
I'm
either.
hoping Rabina does something.
Yeah. She might be laying low.
I have
I'm
very
actually
low
surprised
hopes for
Rabina and Matt
Rabina.
haven't had a connection in any way.
Oh yeah, the Filipino bond.
Mm-hmm.
I have that is one tall Filipino man. I have Filipino people in my family.
Half.
Is he half? And
Half white, half.
my my
Mhm.
sister-in-law is half Filipino, and she's like, how is he over 5'6"? I said, I don't know.
I think that's where Rubina probably gets her 4'9" from, is her Filipino side for sure.
Yeah. So, all right,
Yep.
guys. Well, we'll be back Thursday night. Don't forget, CBS has changed the schedule of the show.
Oh, yeah.
If you're become a patron at patreon.com/myweeklymeltdown, and I'm gonna do my live watch Thursday at 7 Central, and I'll update the Patreon page as well, and then we'll go live afterwards with this show. I'm not going to do a live watch for tomorrow night's show. I think it's a little much. I don't know. We'll see. I might get moody. I don't know. I might come downstairs clapping in the morning and go, you know what? I'm doing a live watch tonight. So you never know.
I love it.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys on Thursday. Everybody have a great rest of your night. Take care.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.